Good evening, everyone. All right. If you are live with us, please let us know where you're watching us from and say hi. We love to do shout outs at the beginning of the show. So please comment and let us know. We have an awesome show for you guys tonight. We are actually interviewing some really talented young ladies. And so we hope that you guys stay tuned with us, engage with us, and ask lots of questions. Hi, Ying Chang. Ooh, it is super windy and raining in the Pacific Northwest today. Like, literally, I've been working all day, and all I hear is just the wind brushing the house and the trees. It's kind of crazy, but the heater is on. So I am staying warm, and I'm sure Callie is too. So thank you. Are you guys coming to Fresno for the new year? Unfortunately, we are taking the year off. Last year we came and we saw so many people and we had so much fun with our booth, but this year we decided to stay back. And honestly, I'm kind of glad we did, y'all, Callie. Like, there's so much rain. Like, I saw someone's live earlier of people's tents like just falling apart. So I'm kind of glad that Hyuna Uchimu. But I mean, I'm gonna miss out on all the parties. So I do have a little bit of FOMO there, but I'm sure I'll see from all the lives and stuff. So I'm looking forward to those. So Ying Ching, sorry, Hyuna Uchitua, maybe next year. Yeah, maybe next year we'll make it. But if you are live, please say hi. Let us know where you're watching us from and help us share. We are interviewing some really talented young ladies today, and we really want to make sure you guys help us spread the word. So please help us share. Yo, Yang Cheng says, Callie, it's okay. We can party hard next year. Yes, next year, matunjaka party.
Yeah, it's been super windy up here too, and like the all the flights cancellation stuff. It sounds like
oh yeah,
it's a little bit crazy.
So. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So I'm also very glad that we don't have to deal with that chaos this year, because last year our flight actually got canceled going home. And Callie and I had to, luckily my husband was here too. And so the three of us, we drove the car rental all the way back home because our flight was canceled and Callie and I both had to work. And so we had to drive back. And with all of the cancellations that we're seeing from people, I'm really glad that Uchipai and we didn't have to deal with that chaos, y'all.
Crazy.
Can you imagine?
Stressful, crazy.
I know. Because we both will be still trying to like work remote at the same time. So
yeah, and I just heard that they are not necessarily always giving hotel vouchers. Sometimes they're just giving like mats too, and so that does not sound comfortable at all if you're having to stay at the, and then when it's canceled, then it's like every other place is being canceled too. So you're getting pushed back and back and back. And I'm sure those tickets were not cheap either with the tickets are right now.
I know one of my husband's first cousin came to visit, and he's actually supposed to be flying home today, but I think he decided to drive home because all the flights were canceled. So
oh my goodness.
Brian, I hope you make it home safe, and I know you're on your own, so hopefully.
Does he drive? How far is the drive?
He lives in San Diego, somewhere over there. Yeah, he's stationed down there, so he's pretty far down. Far drive for one person, but if you go during the day, hopefully he should be okay. All right, cool. So we're going to get started. Again, we have a really awesome show for you guys tonight, and it's sponsored by WACMA, a nonprofit out of Wisconsin that started a statewide initiative to address mental health for underserved communities. They implemented Project Resiliency and now have a warm line for us all to call should we need it. They are available Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. you can reach them at 1-800-293-7080. And again, I cannot stress this enough. They have people who speak Hmong. So if you are just tuning in and watching us live, please help us share this information with the elder folks, because, you know, they do have someone to speak with them, can listen and help them through whatever hardship they're going through. And again, it is a non-crisis peer-run warm line. Okay, you guys. So, you know, please help us share that information out. Kelly and I will be sharing some videos for them on our page here. So when you see it, please help us share that information as well, so we can get that reach to your network. All right, Kelly, I will pass it to you for any other updates, and if not, for an introduction of our guests.
All right, so tonight we have with us the ladies of Indigo. So this is in partnership with the St. Paul, Minnesota Foundation, and I'm going to try to say this without saying the bad word, FAWK, a Funny Asian Women Kollective, which of course sounds very similar to the other word, but with an A and W in the middle. So Indigo is a music project created by Project 3, which consists of Lucy, Nancy, and Alexis. In response to the theme of this present moment, Indigo is a group consisting of 4 girls, Nancy, Alexis, Shannon, and Cassie, who strive to embrace their individuality and empower women through music, dance, and digital media. The main title track, called My Moment, which is currently out, is about not letting things bring you down as it is your time to shine. Indigo's main focus is releasing their music video, which they have already, so please check that out. And with that, we're going to bring them on.
There's so many of us. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Oh my God.
Welcome to our show. How are you ladies doing?
Doing good.
Doing good. I'm nervous now.
Yes.
Don't be nervous. I promise we'll be nice.
You got some fans already. So Ken out who says, OMG, I love Indigo.
Who is Ken?
A fan of yours.
I know. And then Ricky says, yes, Lucy Bang.
Yes, Lucy Bang.
All right,
A
so
lot of love.
Callie gave like a really high level introduction of you guys, but any one of you can answer these questions, really. You know, not all of you have to answer, but if you feel like you want to chime in and add to, feel free to. But could you guys provide us some background on the project? Because I think Kelly and I just found out that this was a project and not like a real girl group, right? And so I don't know if most people know that. So can you guys just provide some context around that?
Yeah, so Indigo is a project, sadly, and the whole project was made within like 4 months, and all the preparing and all the filming and everything. So yeah, anyone else want to add anything? Sorry, I'm blanking out.
No, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I have to agree. It's just a project that like fun fact, like me, Lucy, and Nancy would always just do projects for fun. So this one was just very much like, oh, this is just like another project. But to receive this much love and noise around it, it's still just sinking in for us.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So it sounds like some of y'all did know each other already. So how did the 4 of you or 5 of you, how did y'all meet?
Yeah, so I'll start first, but like basically I grew up with Alexis and Nancy. Like Alexis is my cousin, and obviously like we've seen each other, and we all did traditional dancing together, and then we slowly like went into like open style dancing, and then mostly we got into like K-pop first, and then that's when we met like Cassie and Shannon, and we didn't really know them that well, but like just in the most recent years we've been connecting with them, and now we're in the project together and finally working with each other for the first time.
Yeah. Because we have known Cassie and Shannon for like their music side too, because this is our music, project. We're like, might as well pull them in and use this chance to really work and like show off their talent.
I knew Shannon as Dance Mon Shannon.
Shannon was actually an influencer on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite some time ago, yes.
There's a period of my life, adolescent Shannon, where I did post K-pop dance covers and just other really random content, and I was able to build a community off of that, and so that's how I met Alexis, Nancy, Lucy, and Cassie, among a whole bunch of other people within our sort of network and community of creative dancers, singers, and artists alike. So yeah, it's been a real pleasure, a real joy to finally get the chance to work together like this, because we've definitely admired and respected each other's work for a really long time. And it's also been really exciting to see how all of us have come a long way, you know, knowing each other from like our teenage years up until now. We're in our 20s, which is just kind of bonkers to think about.
So did you, Lucy, you said that you guys went to K-pop like class? Is that like a dancing class? Like
no, so basically like we were in a dance group together, and so we did dance K-pop covers together, we performed together, and then there was like a lot of events where like we have like different groups come by and dance for like certain like events, and that's where we like mingle with like other K-pop dancers, and that's where we met like Cassie and all of them. So
how cool is that?
It's a small world up here.
It is very small.
Only jump, but so small.
Yes.
Facts.
All right, so let's kind of go into the song you guys wrote. I actually did not have time to like watch it when it went live, but I did watch it the other day, and I was so surprised. You guys did so good. The song was so like upbeat and like happy. So I wanted to kind of talk about like the writing process first before we dive into like the choreography and all of that good stuff. But I think during our pre-call, you guys had mentioned that you worked with Kevin Punhu kind of to record the vocals and the mixing of the song. How did you guys decide to pick him, and what was working with him like, and what was that process like?
Okay, so when it comes to the music side, I am in charge of it. Now how do you look at what I wrote down? Okay, so like I was the one who thought of the lyrics and everything. The rap part, I made Cassie take care of that because Gucci Bo rap, you know. So, so I was like Gucci Bo rap, so I'll take care of the singing part. And I was like, Cassie, so I was like, Cassie, can you rap? And she's like, I could talk very fast or sing very fast. And I was like, okay, I take that, you know. But then I only had when we thought of the whole project in general, I only had like a month to make the song and think of the lyrics. So the whole song, all lyrics and everything with Cassie, you know, helping out, everything took only a month to do. So it was the time was really short, but I'm glad that you liked the song because it only took 1 month to do it. And about Kevin, because we worked with Kevin on a different girl group project. We worked with Kevin on a girl group called Yochia. Have you guys heard of Yochia before? But yeah, Yochia is a girl group that was made last year for a project as well, led by Yayua Yang. And so because we worked with Kevin before on the girl group, we're like, oh, Kevin already had that experience, might as well do it again for this girl group. So then, you know, since our time is short, it's easier to communicate, be like, oh yeah, we want something similar, you know, like vocal wise, we want a lot of vocals again, so can you help us again? And he was like, you know, so down for it right away, which we appreciated so much. So yeah.
So hearing that right, so you basically wrote your song in 1 month.
Yeah.
Yep. We literally were told we're given a grant, and they're like, okay, well, you guys have to be done by December or January. And so I was planning out like when we had to be done with certain things. I was like, Nancy, you have a month.
I was so scared because everyone had to wait on me. So
yeah, but it was like really fast because she already had a beat that she liked on YouTube. So we were like, oh, if we like that beat, we'll just go with that beat. So,
and so you just knew what the theme was, and so then you had to, based on this, beat? Like I'm always very curious about the writing process, right? Because like, are you listening to the beat and then you're like, okay, this is what I want to like sing about? Like, do you have to choose like how the words end based on the beat? Like, what does that process look like?
Honestly, everything was a blur during that whole month. I don't even know how I thought of like writing how it goes. I think because we know the topic already of or the theme of being, this present moment, I just go straight to, oh, let's talk about Shiny. Like, this is our moment. We gotta do it now. So that just builds up from there, and then like just making the lyrics and everything. I don't know, honestly. I don't know how I got there.
Yeah, she would write it and then she would send it to me, and I'm like, I don't know either, but maybe this word will work or this word might work. Okay, how about try that? And
Yeah.
then we would do it back and forth, even though I have no music experience, and it's just like, I think this kind of works, like.
Everything just works up here and then it just happens. So I don't even know the process. Sometimes I try to record, but then I forget to record because whenever you're in the moment to write lyrics, it happens out of nowhere. So I don't know how I end up writing the song.
Yeah. So do you have a music background, or like how do you?
I'm just a starting Hmong artist this year. I just released my own music, my first original last month in November. But yeah, I'm not like that, but I'm starting off. And about music, I'm just self-taught, not trained or anything.
And Reiki says, "Dang, Nancy is just
Period.
about like that."
I agree.
That's awesome. So Nancy, like when you were writing, this was did you have to like channel any sort of emotion? Because I feel like the song was kind of very like inspirational and like powerful in a sense where it makes like a young girl can see and then be like, yeah, I got this. This is my moment. Like, did you have to channel anything to kind of write those words? Because when I heard it and I was like really paying attention because I know you girls were going to be on, and I just felt like it was very inspirational. And so, on the receiving end, that's how I felt. But you as a writer, did you have to channel anything?
I don't think I had
Or
to.
did you not remember either? It just kind of comes.
I feel like
in your
it comes
brain.
naturally because it's me as a person. Because I write this song through me. So me as a person, I really want a channel that, oh, I'm trying. I am a confident woman. And I would want, everyone to hear that. Even through my first release song, it's also a very confident, motivational song. It's called We Are Young. So saying life is still young, we got this. So coming from there to making another song also about, confidence, women, in that area. I feel like it comes very natural to me. I avoid couple songs a lot. So maybe that's why this song became it is, because I'm very confident when it comes to just these kind of song. Yeah.
And just like me like experiencing it, witnessing you create, like it just comes naturally for you. Like,
Yeah.
wow, genuinely surprised. And I'm like, wow, Nancy, how'd you think of that? You're just like, I don't know. Like Nancy has just some talent in like just creating something and able to just like really pick up a melody and rhythm, and yeah.
So then going to the music video. So then who was kind of like in charge of putting the music video together, thinking about location, the storyline, like all of that logistics stuff? Can you talk a little bit about that?
I wonder who. Yeah, so basically I was in charge of all the video stuff for Indigo. I basically did like the financial stuff and also like a lot of like the other stuff. So I needed someone else to help me, and my friend Aola Lu, she basically helped me like find studios and helped me like I was having a really hard time like figuring out a concept just because like it I don't know, I was just having trouble finding concepts. And so my friend Aola, when she came into the picture, she was just like, oh, like from hearing the song, like these are like images that I had, and we kind of just based it off of that. And basically it's a school talent show where these girls are auditioning, and basically at the end they kind of realize that, hey, like we are amazing as individuals, but when we come together, we are even more amazing. So basically that was kind of like the idea of the music video. And so when she thought of that, we were looking for like auditoriums, or we're looking for like stages, but it was just like it was a little bit hard because we just had so much stuff to like prep for it, and it was only me and her, so we were just very like overwhelmed, and we didn't know like how to really do this at all, because when we did the other project, it was just very much like, oh, we go to this place and they already have it set it up, so we're like super easy. But for this, we had to like design everything, and she was also the set designer for the music video. But my friend Mai, she came in clutch, and she was like, well, I work at this school, New Millennium Academy, and I asked them if we could use their gym, and they have like a theater in there, like a theater stage in there. So we're like, yeah, sure, like let's use that. And since they're like, yeah, you guys can use it for free, we're like, why not? That's perfect for us, like so that's where we filmed the music video. And there's 3 set designs that Aola came up with, and everyone just basically helped bring that to life and do everything everywhere. And yeah, so that's kind of how the music video came about. So yeah,
I love it. So which one of you choreographed the music video? Cassie, is that you? Shannon, who?
No.
All the way.
All the way.
Is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
All right. So then this question is more geared towards you. Do you have a background in dancing?
Yes. So, like what Lucy said, like we all, like me, Lucy, Nancy, we started as like traditional dancing together, and then from there we branched on to like K-pop and hip hop and choreography, and then as the years went on, I think like I found more like of an interest into it. And I wanted to like dive more into it and dip my toes into it. So like I think I can really consider myself that I'm really into like the Minnesota dance community. So currently it's like I'm still dancing as well. And so yeah, like I think I've just been kind of accepting that like dance is like it's just a part of me now. Like I used to just always be like, oh, dance is just something I do, but because it's something I do, it's like I've considered it a part of me now.
She's gonna be a dance teacher now too.
Nice.
So then how was it teaching to the other girls? And like you guys had a very compressed timeline, and so how like often were y'all practicing, and how were you coordinating too, because that probably takes a lot of like trying to get everybody in the same schedule with all your other obligations.
So it was like every Sunday from like 1 to 3 we would practice. And honestly, teaching the girls, I felt like it was fine because like all of them already had dabbled in dancing, and if not have and still are dancing, So I felt like teaching wasn't too difficult for me. I think for me it's just that for me to come to practice and have a goal for them was just important to me. And honestly, like at the end of the day, because just like practice is practice, so I'm not gonna like be really strict on them if they're not gonna like get it the first time like they learn it, so it's just like practice takes practice, and as long as you're also practicing outside, that's all that matters to me.
And they only had 5 practice dates before the music video, so they did all of that within 5 practice dates.
That is crazy. So Alexis, do you have a TikTok? I'm just curious.
Yes, I do.
Do you dance on there?
Her Instagram has more.
I post. Yeah, my Instagram is more because I think I've just been real. I think I've always been really scared to just like post in general. So I think one of the goals of 2022 was to just post, like, just post for your own progress and everything. And who cares? Like, it's okay. Cause I think like, even now I'm still trying to like, overcome the mindset of like, when you're in class, like you don't always have to do everything perfect, and then me in my head, I'm always like, oh, I messed up on this. I could have done this. These details, and I don't want to post it because I feel like it's not perfect, but then in others' eyes, it may be like, oh, that was really good. And I felt like me posting is just me like accepting that, like, and being proud of myself that what I did was enough and the best I did. But yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's one of my favorite things to watch on like TikTok and Instagram and like Facebook Reels is like all the just people doing dancing. And I didn't realize there were so many great dancers like in the world, you know. So you should continue posting.
Yeah, I love it. All right. So in regards to like wardrobe, who decided on each of the outfit that you guys wore, or is it more of like a collective thing where you guys are just calling each other up saying, I'm gonna wear this today, and then you guys are good?
I wish it was that easy, but like I said, I had so many things under my umbrella, and styling was one of them. I worked with another stylist. Her name is Saro. So basically, I came up with like the outfit concept, and like since it kind of connects to like the music video, it was easier for me to be like, oh yeah, during this part we needed to be like this, and that part we needed to be like that. So I came up with all the concept, and then by like near the end of the music video, or like near the date for the music video, like Sarah would be the one that's like, okay, like if you want it like this, I found like these this shirt at this store, and we'll buy it there with this and then everything. So she basically styled them, and then on the day of, she was like running around, and she was the only one like doing their clothes, safety pinning everything, cutting up shirts and all of that. So this is shout out to Sarah for doing all of that.
I think it was during the shoot. She was just sitting at the corner sewing.
Yeah.
With a smile on her face. How are you doing?
Yeah, so basically, yeah, I came up with the outfits, but she styled them, and she made it even better and brought it to life. And then hair and makeup was done by Angela, Karen, and Mindy, and we had three of them like going back and forth from the girls, doing the hair, doing the makeup. One person will be going up, fixing their outfit, doing the hair, and so like. Also, shout out to the makeup artists and the hairstylists. They did an amazing job on them. So that's how the outfits and the hair, makeup, and outfits like all came to life in the music video.
I love it. Like, so I just saw Avatar, and I like stayed until the end of the credits because I'm always like I always feel like there's gonna be something at the end. So then I made my kids like sit and go through all the credits. But what was really cool to see was just how many people came together to actually make it, right? Like I think we tend to think of like the director, James Cameron, who gets all, you know, all that and the actors and stuff. But then when I was just kind of like going, like watching all the credits, it was just like so many people that came together to make it happen. And as I'm listening to you all, it's just like there were so many people that, you know, had to put your heads together, and like each of your brilliance coming together to make this all possible. And I just love that energy that you guys are bringing in, and the talent. So speaking of the project as a whole, what was the part that you enjoyed the most about this project? And if each of y'all can go through and answer that one.
We can have Shannon start first.
Yeah, sure. Just to make things organized, I appreciate it, Nancy. Yeah, so I guess for me, like I was kind of mentioning before, I have felt somewhat of a disconnect, I think, from my more creative side over like the course of the past couple of years, especially as I was going through college and, you know, being more school and work oriented at the time. I didn't really have as much time to dedicate to the dance side that was such a huge part of my life during my teenage years. And in a sense, I had to give that up to, you know, shift my focus onto other priorities. So following graduation, that was when I had the opportunity to participate in the Duochia project that we were talking about before. And so that was a really great experience to get back into the singing and the dancing hobbies that I enjoy, which to me are things that I enjoy purely as hobbies. And I have huge respect for people who also, you know, do all of those. And I've really appreciated once again being able to work with everybody on this team here, whether it be on singing, dancing, recording, the styling, any of that. Just getting to meet other people and see how their craft and how their vision is contributing to this larger goal that we have, this larger project that we are working on together. So yeah. Let me make it easier. Let me pass it to Cassie.
Okay. I think my favorite part about this, I would say, is like seeing everyone kind of come together and actually making it all come to life. But aside from that, I actually really like the planning process of putting projects together. I think I just like knowing when things are going to be done and how things are going to be done. And I just like seeing those ideas on paper and like seeing mood boards and seeing inspirations and seeing like what made you come up with this concept and where it stemmed from. I think that's so interesting to me because it's like, oh, like, how'd you come up with the idea? It's like, well, I don't know. I just like this thing. Or I wanted to try like a variety of different concepts. But I think it was really nice getting to see everyone's ideas and seeing us like narrow each thing down, especially when it came to like, what did we want to do for our teaser photos, or like what kind of clothes did we want to wear? I know we had like a lot of different concepts that we wanted to try or that we have never tried before. So I guess it was a matter of like, oh, do we go the route that we're comfortable with, or do we try something completely different and left field, something abstract and that we've absolutely never done before. But I mean, ultimately, it was the teaser photos turned out great, anyways. But I think that's probably my favorite part: all the planning and the logistical stuff behind the scenes.
Nice.
And then I'll pass it to. We'll go up. We'll go to Lucy.
Oh, no, I was listening to you guys. I didn't think about my part, but I think the day of the music video was my favorite part. We did we were there at 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. So it was a 12-hour day that we did. And I think my favorite part was just seeing everyone like getting their hair and makeup done and just kind of like going over the dance and just kind of seeing like everyone like practice and everyone kind of like get into this energy that like they don't usually have, and it's like this performer mindset or like in front of the camera mindset. I think it's just really like fun to watch like everyone kind of go through that. And I love feeding everyone. So I just loved everyone like eating and complimenting like, oh, there's so much food options. And like, I think that's just my favorite part, just seeing everyone enjoy the food and seeing everyone like have fun on set, even though like before on set it's very stressful because you have to like do the schedule and do like who's going where and making sure that everyone's on time. But the times where it's not so stressful and it's just really chill and just like everyone's just trying to get everything done and just go home, like it's just really, that's the part I enjoy the most. Yeah, so we'll popcorn Alexis.
In my screen it's Lucy, Nancy, and then me.
I don't know, I'm just
you're good. Honestly, my favorite part is just like the one-on-one with all y'all. Like after practice we'd be like, hey, let's go eat out and eat. And I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I get to like sit with them and like talk with them, and we can talk about things outside of dance. And personally, to me, even if it's like we didn't really talk or anything, like just presence alone was just like I really cherished that itself, especially when we went to go eat at Hot Pot or at the Kwong and everything, you know. So yeah, I think that's my favorite part. All right, Nancy.
For mine has to be the same as Lucy, the music video shoot. I think that was the day where I'm like, wow, finally all the work that we've been planning finally is happening today, you know? Although I felt like a puppet. I was just being tossed around like, okay, now go do makeup. Okay, I'm doing makeup. And then, okay, go put your clothes on. I'm putting my clothes on. It was like a blur that day, but then it was still fun because I'm like, okay, we're getting things done, you know. We're finally, you know, everyone's hard work, Ayola's, Lucy, Sarah's, everyone's hard work is finally put, you know, on this day. So that was my favorite day for me.
All right. So obviously, if we asked you about the you know part where you enjoyed it the most, what was the hardest part about being a part of this project?
Oh,
Should we go backwards?
Yes.
Okay.
Nancy, go first.
For me, because I barely dance like that anymore, so mine would have to be the dance. Because 그 kind papao Jean, so all of them kind of.
You did so good, Nancy. I saw you, girl.
You did amazing,
working
Nancy.
it.
I didn't breathe the whole time. I'm like, okay, the dance is actually faster than what, like anyone thinks. The dance is actually pretty fast, and so like sometimes you gotta go down on your knees. Sometimes you gotta get back up. Sometimes I just want to stay down there.
I'm sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, I like it. Alexis is a good teacher. She really pushes you. So I feel like I lost some weight. But like Alexis said, we do eat after it too, so it comes back. So the weight goes up and down for me. But I would have to say the dance is the hardest for me. Okay, someone go next.
If we're going backwards, I guess it's me. The hardest part is, yeah, I'll have to say the dance too. Like just creating in general. I think like this is like my really like first. I've created like many choreos before and many sets before, but something about this where I was like, oh my god, I have to like create something good where like everyone would like it, and if it's enjoyable and it makes sense, I don't want to make it look awkward. So I think the hardest part when creating this the hardest part of creating was doubting myself. I couldn't trust myself with my choices and my execution. So a lot of the times I would like kind of stall showing Lucy and Nancy. They're like, can you like show us what you have? And I'm like, yeah, like this is what I have. Just a first rough draft, because I'm not confident in myself, But I think after this whole entire project, I'm just kind of thinking to myself that like I should start trusting in just the process in my like own choices too, and what feels good in my body, where it's like I shouldn't always be thinking too much and doubting myself a lot, because it's like this is my creation to all y'all. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Did you have something to say?
I was just gonna say, I love it, Alexis. Yes.
Thank you.
This was amazing. It's funny because like I was telling her like, hey, you better show us like the dance, and then there's me like, yeah, music video's coming out.
Yeah, there's
Like,
me
yeah.
over here showing them my music and stuff, and there's Alexis and Lucy not telling me anything.
It's like, yeah, the music video's coming out. Watch out for it. Y'all never saw it. But yeah, for me, the hardest part was just like coming up with a concept for it, because when you listen to the demo and it's just Nancy's voice, Nancy has such like a different tone to her, like to her voice, so it's a little bit like different when you hear like everyone's voice in it. And so like when I was listening to Nancy's voice, like it's a very bright song. It feels very like cute. It feels very like just a lot of like pastel colors. And like for me, I was like, whoa, that's not really like kind of what I was imagining. So when I heard everyone's voices on there, I was like, oh, if it feels a little different now. It seems the song is a little different now. So like kind of just like coming up with a concept to make sure that like it really embodies the song and it really like matches with the song, or like at least like yeah, that was just the hardest part for me, which is why I'm really grateful that Ayla is like, yeah, well, we can just stick with this, and if we want to add anything or subtract anything, we can do that. So she was really like grounding me and really like, yeah. And also like I doubt myself a lot too, so I'm just like, what if this is just not good enough? Like what if this is just like is this too plain? It's just too like I just have a lot of doubt. So she was just like, nah, this is good, let's go, like let's keep moving. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So that was the hardest part for me.
I think for me, it's letting other people take the lead and just sitting there. Like my role this time is just to be there to kind of fill in where needed. Whereas I'm usually either the one leading or part of the board that helps the projects. And so it's different for me to just sit back and let things happen. And sometimes it's really hard, especially when you're like, there are definitely different ways that you could go about this, like easier ways that you could definitely like do these certain things. But I was like, I guess everybody has to go through it at least once, to kind of learn themselves. So like watching everybody kind of figure out what to do and like putting it all together, I think again that's like rewarding, but at the same time was super hard for somebody like me who's usually up in the front all the time. But yeah, either way, it was great watching everybody like learn and seeing everyone really apply those things that I tried to help guide in a certain direction too, to make sure like like these are some possible options, or
Mhm.
this is like routes that are available. I don't want to just like make sure you guys go in blind and there's no direction to anything. So with experiences that I have, I want to be able to help guide people like Lucy, Alexis, and Nancy who are like going into these projects and not having much leadership. I want to be able to like help them in those moments too. But I know sometimes it's better to just kind of let things happen.
I first off want to say I echo everything everyone has said so far, and how I also felt a lot of like self-doubt. It was very challenging to try to trust myself and all of that, because to a certain extent I do still feel a disconnect from that creative side that I was mentioning before. I'm guilty of not taking my own advice, but I just want to say too, before I share my bit, that I can really see everybody's talents and visions and just everything that they put into this project really shine through. So give yourself credit where it's due. And so with that being said, for me, like I said, I completely agree with what everyone has said. I think another challenge that would just kind of always stuck out in the back of my mind was how we are all a part of this Hmong community, which, as we know, is very critical. Very I mean, this goes for any community, but I think with what we were trying to do and what we were trying to achieve, to a certain degree, it's still very progressive. It's very new, and not a lot of people have seen it before. And people tell us that, like, I guess they would call us brave for doing something like this. It takes a lot of courage, especially as women. We all are very well aware of the treatment and how women are perceived in our community and in our culture. Especially as women, it can be very hard to participate, let alone lead projects like this, and organize it. So it was really great that there was a lot of trust put in us by our funders and our sponsors to be able to put together a project like this. It truly does mean a lot. But I guess it's not only just fighting my own criticisms on myself, because we are our biggest critic at the end of the day, but also knowing how this community can be sometimes. Can we really put something out there that we feel confident in? And at the end of the day, I feel like we did do that, and that's really all that does matter. But just kind of something like a stinky thought that comes back here and there is just, what'll other people think, because this is something different in our community. And people will always have something to say about it, but I truly do think that what we've put together is something that we are proud of and that we stand by. So, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel like what you guys put out was like when I watched it, I was like, this is different. The sound is different. Like it was in English, and then when you guys started talking Hmong, I was like, wait, how about rewind? Was that in Hmong? Like it sounded so cool. Like it's just the switch between like English and Hmong. It was so seamless that I didn't even realize you guys were doing it. Honestly, you guys did so good. I'm proud of you guys.
Thank
Or
you.
ladies.
Thank you.
I tried
Aw.
so
Stacey,
hard
we
to make
said
the
you
lyrics.
all did such a wonderful job.
That's my cousin.
So with the momentum and the energy of releasing, I mean, I think effectively you guys, fulfill the objective of what you were brought together to do. But what is next for Indigo?
Good question.
Very good question. I would say, like, I think one of the goals that they want, or like Indigo wants us as a whole, is just to perform together as a group. But other than that, we don't know what's next for Indigo. It's really hard to like, get funded again, and like it's really hard to just like have that momentum of like money flowing in and making money. And I mean, like, obviously, like, the end goal isn't to make money, but it'd be nice to have money to make things happen. So Indigo is, well, we don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. If people fund for us, they will make a comeback that day. Yeah.
All right. So then how do you like what is next for each of you? Like obviously you guys finished the project. What are things that you individually are working on or, what other projects do you have in flight? We'll start with you, Shannon. We'll go back the same way.
Yeah, for sure. So, for me, the honest answer is I don't know. So prior to, our conversation today before we went live, we were talking a little bit with Ali about what we all are like currently up to. And I'm currently in grad school, studying higher education. And I'm turning 25 next year, which is it's kind of scary to think about,
Let's go.
So there's a lot of things where I'm starting to like I don't want to like be like too dramatic or anything like that, but in a sense I'm reaching a crisis in a way. So I'm embracing every new day with curiosity, with an open mind, and as much as I would like to, continue doing like these sorts of things, singing and dancing, I think I'm kind of going with the flow at the moment. But my current focus is just grad school first and foremost, but then also just keeping my options open. So that's currently what's next for me.
I guess it's my turn. I think for me, as a fellow singer-songwriter as well, I think I'll be working more on my own stuff this upcoming year. I kind of took like a whole year off, mainly because I had a concert in 2021, and so after that, I feel like I was kind of burnt out. A lot went into that, so I kind of took this whole entire year to kind of just reset and kind of figure out what's the next thing for me in terms of music, and what else do I want to do or what else do I want to try. And now that we've kind of dabbled into the Hmong community a little bit with music, I've had some opportunities to kind of connect with other people as well too. So who knows? Maybe I'll put out another Hmong song. Who knows? But that's like on the table still. But yeah, I think that's where I am mainly going to be focusing is on my own music and potentially maybe releasing a new album. But we will find out, I guess, when the time comes.
Is it me next?
I think so. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so I'm debating on whether or not to take a break or to like continue pursuing like videography and photography. Like I think a lot of personal stuff in my life has taken a toll on me, and doing this whole project within 4 months, even though it was really fun, it was also really challenging and I feel kind of burnt. So I think that next year I might just be like finding a real job like my parents said, and then maybe just doing photography on the side. So that's probably what I'm probably doing next.
Ale?
Oh yeah. I thought it was you. For me, Nancy briefly mentioned, but yeah, I will be a dance instructor at Cypher Side for this year's season and starting in January. So that's one thing that's happening for sure. Another thing that's also is gonna be constantly happening is just like me training in dance and just taking classes, because I think like just only up until like the last 2 months I've just been having this like itch of this like I want to improve, and so I want to train myself and like dabble in different types of genres and styles. Another thing is that just this year, as I was reflecting, I've always been a part of projects. Like I've always been a part of projects, even when I'm telling myself that, oh, I'm gonna take a break next month, a project comes up. So I've kind of just like accepted that like I'm always gonna be dancing and being in these projects. But because of those projects, I never realized how many like connections or how many people that I actually have on my side, because I think just doing something like that can just get really lonely. So I always think to myself, oh, I'm by myself, so I can do it by myself. But I think this year I really want to just try and network and create connections with people And yeah, we'll just see where that goes from there.
Mhm. And then for me, because I'm starting off my music career now after releasing my first song and then also releasing this project right after the month after, it was kind of overwhelming. But next year, there's gonna be more songs coming. They're already in making. I am working with Kevin again, so there will be more songs coming uh, on the way for next year. So look out for a new song. Yeah.
Was
Go
that
ahead,
everyone? Did everybody?
Yeah, that's
I just
that's
wanted to
everyone.
I think so.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Again, I think when you have a group, there's a collective mission and vision, but individually, and you all have lives and things that you do outside of what you do collectively together. So, how can people support you and connect with you outside of this project?
Shannon.
Yeah, so we would really appreciate it if everyone would just take some time to watch our music video. We did put a lot of work into it, and especially with such a short amount of time and being on a crunch with all of that, I can really see once again us really shining through in this project. So if you could just take a few minutes out of your day to watch the video, it would really mean a lot to us. Our song is out on Spotify as well right now, so please stream that on there as well. Our social media is linked in the description of our music video as well. So if you are so inclined to, you are welcome to follow each of us on our personal endeavors through that. And yeah, we really appreciate all of the support so far that we've been receiving. We are truly, really overjoyed by it. And yeah.
She said it all.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. And thank you so much, Shudo, Olivia, and Kali for inviting us on all that talk.
Yes,
as
thank
well.
you.
It's been a really great opportunity to be able to talk about our experiences and to share a little bit about our work. So thank you for this platform.
Mhm.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. And
That's our makeup
Aw,
artist.
Hi, makeup artist.
She's one of the crazies that was running around with you guys.
Yes.
Yes, she was.
Yes.
Yes.
Where's Juno?
Yeah, make sure to follow everyone on their individual social medias. Mine is Lucy V Visuals on Instagram and on Facebook. Shannon is Shan something. Yeah, that. And everyone's else is individually.
Yeah.
Cassie, New Song Official, and Alexis Vang. So
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you're good. I was probably going to say the same thing you were.
I'll just show these two comments real quick. So Zach says, good job, y'all.
Woo-hoo.
And then,
Aww.
please continue to create music. Your talents are much appreciated.
Yes. All right. So I think the goal is that
Did you
for
have
people
something?
to continue to support and fund you guys, so then your group will continue. I think you guys did such an amazing job. It is something definitely very different that our community's not seen before. It feels really like modern, and so I think if people would continue to watch the video, right? So then you guys generate revenue that way too, hopefully via YouTube and Facebook. Just different ways to kind of support you guys. So I hope that you guys do continue this group and have it no longer be a project, but have it be a group. That would be amazing.
That's what we keep joking about. Is like me, Lucy, and Nancy are always coming out with projects, and then next thing you know, people just aren't going to trust us anymore.
We don't get money often, okay?
Yeah.
That's definitely true. And just, you know, like I think Shannon, you were saying that, you know, you're gonna have a midlife crisis, but you know, honestly, like 25 is really just the beginning of it all, right? I think that your song of just like this moment and what it means, and also recognizing that, because we're, you know, Olivia and I are like 10 plus years like y'all's age, right? So you guys are babies to us, and I think it's just real, like recognizing that like this really is just the beginning, and that, you know, like continue to have confidence in what each of you bring, because it's really the unique parts that make you who you are, and that the sooner that you try. So Alexis, the sooner you post all those videos, right? Like the sooner you get feedback and get better, and just continuing to like just put yourself out there, right? Because if you don't, because that done is better than perfect. That's a big thing for me as well. And I think that you know, you can always feel like I need to improve, or, you know, I can't put this out yet. That's it is like that point in time. And so you know, we're just so proud of you all for being brave and putting yourself out there, and really being an example to all those around you, because you all are inspiring. Like even what you guys are doing are like reaching Olivia and I, which is, you know, maybe not your target audience, but like that message still always ring true for anybody, no matter at what age. And really, it's this moment that we have. And so thank you so much for just your inspiration and you know, doing what you do. So thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for everyone being here with us. And again, please go support these gals. Their page is Indigo, and please go support their individual projects as well. Super, super excited to just know that these are the type of young ladies that are leading our community and setting examples and doing great things. Of course, here at All That Talk, we believe that conversations drive change, and change starts with you. We will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.